Honorable Chief Guest, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. President, our honored guests who are in the dais representing the very important part of our movement, including the UN, Mr. Janish, who has been always like a part of the family. The Red Cross also is the UN, this is the human world anyway. And then we have the representation from the Asia Pacific region, the head of that, Jakan is here. So who is making his long travel for this particular occasion. And we have the ICRC president, ICRC representative, I'm sorry. The deputy HOD, who has been the part of that. And then all of you representing different national societies, the dignitaries, the leading positions, all the volunteers, the active volunteers and all that. The representative here is particularly very difficult. Sometimes I really feel this way. That's a very different type of situation, full of tears. We have to talk about it. This is the occasion, and you have already seen the movie, what it is. And actually the real scenario is something more pathetic than that, and we have been doing that. And then looking at you, I am really feeling that you are not coming from different part of the world. You are coming from one human society. I mean, this is a very touching thing. In Nepal, I have to tell you, as soon as the things happened, the whole world seemed to be with us. The people started soaring in. The very first day, when the events happened, we were not prepared. We were suffering at our own houses and families. Our volunteers were in problem. Everybody put in. Our preparedness was really very pathetic in those days. People forgot their families and forgot their own worries and came to the place. And it's not only our friends and volunteers, but the whole world. The Red Cross is understood at that time. You are coming from far and wide, so many countries. The very first day, things have started coming in that airport. And then people have started coming in. And now today also, when I'm really talking to you about what you are and welcoming the dignitaries from different parts of that, it's not only that, all the dignitaries from the Federation, from ICRC and everywhere, everybody started coming in, and they didn't give the impression that they were the guests. They were the part of the movement. That is what we felt, and that is the situation they gave. The chaotic situation for the whole month went in a very different type of way, and people were not very clear about what their roles should be. But then after evaluation, we came to understand that things done in such a spirit also works somehow. The management is something that takes place automatically on its own place. This is what we have seen it. So that is the reason why when I'm welcoming you, I'm simply trying to say that you have been doing your work, and we have seen the vast resources of experiences. You have also seen some of those very important things, big events, the human tragedy you have felt, and that this is the time for us to hear about it. So that's why I'm not going to explain about the objectives and many things we will be discussing on the other side. Only 3 words that in your program is there. I'm trying to reiterate. This is thinking together, planning together, and working together. This is the only thing we are working, because we don't have to tell you much about it. This is all we will find in this workshop. Today and tomorrow we will come up with a real picture of how we are going to work about, and how we are supposed to do, and how we work together just as a team. So in thinking together, we have always thought together. Our plans are there, our tools are there. All those tools have been developed jointly. This is what we have been doing, and we will present you what were the tools we have been used, and what are the important revisions we have to make on those things. And then actually the whole thing, sometimes we were told about it that what somebody is going to give, what you are going to take. Somebody came and what has been offered. So that kind of questions are there. But then to the Honorable Minister and also to the government, also with government we are working as the auxiliary in Nepal, and we have a lot of support from the government. In spite of the lack of law and the real definition of what needs to be done, the rules and regulations for this kind of a scenario, government has also gone out of way, and they did it whatever possible, because when it started, everything started coming in the airport. There was no rules and regulations for giving permission for landing the aircrafts and getting the things cleared from there. And then particularly lots of volunteers started coming in. The visa system has to be corrected. In those type of chaotic situations, all the things have been surpassed, and the leadership has definitely helped us that way. So that is the reason why I'm particularly trying to come up with this type of solidarity. It is not only within the movement, although we will be discussing a lot about the movement, but then the movement is also the part of the human society. So that's why the UN and the government and the civil society. So those were all working together. So the planning, now we have done some kind of the chaotic situation, the situation where some emergency things have to be done. That phase is almost passing now. We are still continuing on that. But the next phase is really for the planning. Particularly, we are trying to plan for 2 years for the inset, but it may go for the longer time as well. But that planning also, it is not the sole responsibility of Nepal Red Cross. We all plan together. Your inputs are very, very important, how we plan it, because it's a very complex mechanism. Different types of program models are there. We have to plan it in a very specific and clearly understandable way. Make it easy for those who really put things into action. And then, if once the plan is made in a clear version, I think that not only that, we will be still working together. And for those times, I think you are not going too far away. Physically, you might be going far away, but you will still be working in this wonderful scenario. You will be working, we will be working together. Our international friends will be there, movement partners will be here. So how we are going, what sort of office tussle, what kind of operational mechanism we are going to do that, all those things we will discuss in today and tomorrow. And at the same time, the government's attention and the government's sympathy on us, and then our share in working as an auxiliary to the government, we definitely would like to look at the government's facilitation, which we have been certainly getting it all the time, but we have to get the clear idea of what we need from the government and what is expected from the government. So that also we will definitely try to get at. We like to hear from the Honorable Minister about all those things as well. I think you are all most welcome as the guests, but at the same time as a part of the family members. Thank you all very much. You are most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Professor General.